The Foundations of Findhorn, Chapter 6. The Future. I was shown a few seeds planted in a vast area of ground. I thought how lost they looked. Then I was shown the process of growth, of flowering and the shedding of their seeds. This went on until the whole area was covered with beautiful plants. I heard the words, "Be of good cheer. This is what is taking place here in this place." From very small beginnings, a tremendous work is going out right across the world. My kingdom is come. My work is being done on earth as it is in heaven. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. When Peter and Eileen were guided originally to go with their caravan to the Findhorn Bay Caravan Park, they thought it would be for perhaps a few weeks, at most a few months. They knew it'd be part of the divine plan for them to go there. They never imagined it was the divine plan for them to stay there. It was almost the last place they would have chosen to do the work for which they had been brought together. They did not know then why they had to go there. They could not see into the future behind that first step. They had lessons to learn there, which were essential training for the future. Perhaps these three in particular: to put God and his will first at all times, to follow the direction of the inner voice step by step, to have faith that God would meet all their needs. These lessons were given to Eileen over and over again until they had learnt them, not only for themselves, but for many who would come to Findhorn through the years that lay ahead. You cannot see what the future holds for any of you. It does not really matter one iota. All it would do, if you could see into the future, would be to give you a sense of security. Your security is in me, and the only thing that matters is to do my will. You realize more and more that the only way to live is from day to day. Planning ahead is for you quite useless. You cannot plan too far ahead, but as one door opens up, so will the next. Just be willing to take one step at a time. I know that at times this thought of ceaseless effort makes you tired and despairing. The reason for this is that you are failing to live in the moment. You keep on looking ahead and thinking how impossible it all is. There is no need to look ahead. All I ask of you is to take one step at a time, and while you are taking that step, enjoy it. Feel the exhilaration of it, the triumph. Every step should be exciting. Live life as it should be lived. It's never dull in that way. I know that every single thing that is done under my guidance bears fruit in time, even when the seed appears to have fallen on barren soil. The ground cannot be barren for always. I go ahead to prepare it. Before asking you to sow the seeds may take a long time to germinate, but they should never be touched or interfered with. Every action should be made only under my guidance. Otherwise, impatience might spoil something, which, if left alone, would develop perfectly. Always, you have to learn patience. Know that every single thing that is done under my guidance bears fruit in time, even when the seed appears to have fallen on barren soil. The ground cannot be barren for always. I go ahead to prepare it before asking you to sow the seeds. The seeds may take a long time to germinate, but they should never be touched or interfered with. Every action should be made only under my guidance. Otherwise, impatience may spoil something, which, if left alone, would develop perfectly. Always you have to learn patience over everything. You take a step under my guidance, then you have to stand back and await results. Sometimes the wheels turn very slowly, but know that they are turning. You will find that every vision I give to Peter regarding this place will be brought about. I have to give it to him bit by bit simply because of these limiting thoughts which can enter into all of you so easily. How badly I need you all like that. I feel so boxed up at times because you refuse to allow me to reveal my wonders to you. You know that there is a vast world waiting to be revealed and explored. All it needs is for you to keep open to me and obey my word. On the other hand, just a few weeks later, she was given this message for Peter, showing the need for balance between vision and patience. Tell Peter not to jump too far ahead. Each little part in my immense plan will open up little by little. What you are all doing here is something much bigger than any of you realize. It is right for Peter to keep his eyes and ears open and his feelers out, but not to try and jump a river before all little streams have been jumped. The future involves many souls, and until those souls have been awakened and see where they fit into the plan, the strain falls on all your shoulders and the work is not equally divided up. That is why too much must not be undertaken all at once. The whole project will unfold, you may rest assured of that. Various souls will be drawn here like steel to a magnet. Keep building. Have faith that all is very, very well, that the wheels do take time to turn. If there is a need, know that that need is already being met. It is a case of learning to know that I already know all of your needs and I meet your needs, but you, with your firm belief, have to manifest them. None of you have any conception of the enormity of the task ahead of you. It will only be revealed to you piece by piece. You've had the training, you have the qualities needed for this tremendous task, and you will see it through to final victory, and great will be the rejoicing. So go ahead step by step, knowing that no matter what happens, victory is assured. Very gradually, glimpses of the future were given to Eileen in the silence as she listened to the voice within. The vision of Findhorn and the work they were to do there began to take shape for them. But it was still rather vague and uncertain because they were still not ready to accept the immensity of what they had started. In 1964, Eileen received this down-to-earth direction. Never limit me. I have so much to reveal to each of you, and the only thing that stops it is the way you limit me with your thoughts. For example, this morning when Peter's vision began to expand for this place and he began to see the possibilities of extending the area, you allowed yourself to see it for one moment. Then your mind got to work and began to limit that vision. Always prepare for the time when the wheels will be turning at full speed. Now is the time for preparation and consolidating and building up this center. Everything has to be constructed and manifested. Nothing just happens haphazardly. Have patience, know that all is well, that all is flowing in the right direction. When I require something to be done, I will make it quite clear to you. Then action must be taken immediately to put whatever it is into gear. By 1965, it began to be clear that a new phase was beginning. I have told you that you'll be coming into contact with more and more souls. The time of seclusion is over. During these years, when you have been cut off from all outer contact, you have learned many priceless lessons, which you will now begin to put into practice and appreciate. And by 1966, it was made more definite what was to happen here. Many things will open up, which have remained closed through the ages. So be prepared for strange and wonderful happenings. Be prepared for tremendous changes here at this center. Always changes for the very best and opening up a rapid expansion. On no account are you to do anything about it. Simply keep in contact with those I have placed on your heart. Feel the expansion all the time and see it coming about. This is to be a center of fully dedicated souls. Only those who are fully dedicated will be able to remain in the vibrations. There's been a new release of power, but it is all controlled and harnessed, so have no concern for that. Remember, you have not chosen this place, I have, so it is necessary for it to be difficult to get at. So only those who are determined to get here will do so. All must be wholeheartedly dedicated. There can be none who are half-hearted. My work calls for all. Although they knew that changes would be coming, they still had no clear idea of what these changes would be. One thing they were told, that their numbers would begin to grow far beyond anything they had ever imagined or wanted. Your group is not going to remain as it is. It will grow and grow until you have the right number. Then no one will have to do double or treble duty. Each one will work in their own way. That power will be pinpointed and therefore will be tremendous. Do you not realize that as a group you are affecting the lives of thousands? The way you live, the way you behave, the thoughts you send out, the work you are doing on the inner is very powerful and cannot remain only on the inner. Be not afraid, because it is a great responsibility I have laid upon you as a group. Have you not all been prepared for this work over the years? Have I not gently led you to this? Understand fully the power of the work you are doing for me and do it joyfully, and you will behold the results. Let no doubts enter into your thinking. Expand your thinking. This is something which does not come easily to you like small things. Now I am asking you to see something big and expand your consciousness in every direction, to realize that with me, all things are possible, to see a picture of this place, to hold it in your consciousness and bring it about, allowing nothing to stand in the way. Each one of you can do your part by thinking very positively of this place. Holding the visions I have given you from time to time of multitudes being drawn here, of the whole area expanding, hold that blueprint for this place before you, step by step, see it grow and develop. The ball has started to roll and nothing will stop it. It will gather greater and greater momentum. The power which has been built up is tremendous and it is invincible. I have given you a vision of hundreds and thousands flocking here. This will come about sooner than you imagine. You've been given a vision of the expansion and the growth of this center. You've been shown one caravan after another being put into place in various sites. You know that this will happen, even though you do not know the mechanics of the whole operation, even though you do not know who is involved in the operation. But this does not worry or concern you. You know that it will come about and at great speed. There is a tremendous work being done all of the time, and power is being constantly radiated out from here. You will realize how great is that magnetic power by the number of souls who will be drawn here in the days to come. The power of this place is tremendous and is being constantly increased. This is something which is simply happening. This is of the spirit, therefore man has no control over it. This power will spread over a vast area, and these changes are coming about all the time. Be prepared for a great surge forward, and be prepared for more and more people who will want to come here and be in this place. Many eyes will be opened and will recognize my glory and my power and will walk in my ways. The most seemingly unlikely people will be drawn here. Judge no one, but see my hand in everything that is happening. The growth of this center is like the opening up of a beautiful rose. It's so gradual, and yet before you fully realize the bud, which was tightly closed only a short while ago, will be in full bloom. Yet you have not actually seen the opening of it. The whole work is developing and growing far faster than you realize. The ball has started to roll in earnest now, and nothing and no one will be able to stop it. Let the heartbeat of this center go steadily on, completely unshakable, the lifeblood flowing its steady course through the whole. All is grounded in me. All is directed and guided by me. The pattern is perfect and complete on the higher realms and will be brought down here into the center step by step. All my promises are coming about. So by the beginning of 1967, it was becoming very clear to Peter and Eileen that they had indeed started something tremendous, but they still could not see what exactly it was or what it would evolve into. Without knowing any of the details, they could now discern several aspects of the center, features which were to make Findhorn the unique place it is. It was pioneering a new way of life for the whole world. It was a place of synthesis and integration, where many different people would be able to unite and work together in love and in harmony. It was a place of change, which would keep on growing and developing along the lines of guidance by the Divine Spirit. You cannot yet see in what form the work will proceed here, but do not let that concern you. Simply let it open up quite naturally and gradually, but realize that everything is being stepped up, not too fast, so you will not be overwhelmed. The function of this center is also changing. There is no longer to be a set pattern to follow, but allow the Spirit to guide in the moment. This is a time of great linking up of all those who are working for the light. Everything is being speeded up, and nothing now can hold up the progress of this place and this work, for all is being done to my honor and glory. The results will indeed be far-reaching, and the name of this place will be on the lips of the many. This is my fortress. The young and the old will be drawn here. All nations, all colors, all creeds shall gather together in perfect peace and harmony in this place, and the light and love shall increase. The glory of my kingdom shall fill this place, and my love shall flow like a swift-flowing river. All shall know it and feel it and give everlasting thanks for it. Expect the most wonderful things to happen. Expect the most wonderful and unexpected things to happen. See the work expanding beyond anything you have ever imagined so far. See it as worldwide, sweeping across the world like a mighty flame. See the truth burning right into the hearts and minds of my children everywhere. As your thinking expands, as you begin to think big thoughts, so you bring them about one by one. The whole of the work here is to change, to expand, to grow in power and strength. The few will become many. The harvest is ripe. The time for the gathering is at hand. There is much work to be done, but there will be many hands to do the work, and it will become light and joyous. Many will recognize their rightful place and will simply fit in. All needs shall be met. From a tiny acorn has grown a mighty oak. The place will become world-renowned. Nothing can stop this happening now. Nothing shall stand in the way of this great spiritual renaissance. When you behold the birth of a baby, it's difficult to comprehend that it started as a minute cell to emerge in all its perfection in every detail. So with everything that is happening here, it is growing and developing in true perfection. It cannot be rushed or hurried. It has to unfold like a perfect flower. By 1968 and 1969, it was very clear that the work which had been set in motion at Findhorn was of greater significance and held greater potential than anyone could foresee. It was not simply that something new had been created, but rather that a creative process had been started, which was still going on and was indeed gathering momentum. And no one could say what the next stage was to be in its unfolding. For this was no human affair, but could only be explained as the divine plan, which was being worked out by the divine power operating through human instruments. I want you to see the center of this light here as an ever-growing cell of light. It started as a family group. It is now a community. It will grow into a village, then into a town, and finally into a vast city of light. It will progress in stages and expand very rapidly, expand with that expansion. The foundations go very, very deep and are built on rock. Therefore, it now doesn't matter how fast the growth takes place. It doesn't matter how great it grows. Let go of all fear of it getting out of hand. I can assure you it won't. But it will grow and flower and flourish, and glorious will be the results for all to see. All will recognize my hand in everything that is taking place. Let everything unfold quite naturally. Make your needs known and every need will be answered. You are advancing rapidly into a new phase of the work, a really wonderful phase. Changes happen so quickly at Findhorn that it can be said at any time that we are advancing into a new phase of the work. There's always the challenge to expand with the expansion, and those who cannot find it an impossible place to stay. It is unimportant to try and see in which specific ways expansion may come, whether it is to be an actual expansion of area or a new aspect of New Age living, which is to unfold. The essential thing is the special kind of faith held by those at Findhorn and their willingness and ability to move with the changes when they come. Try to remember that everything you're doing here in this center is not being done for yourselves, but for me. Of course, you will enjoy the fruits of all that is being done because that is the way it works out. But first of all, do it all for my sake or because I have asked you to do it. Take nothing of the self. Take nothing to the self. Then you will know what I mean when I say all that I have is yours. I work in and through you to bring about my wonders and my miracles. Simply expect them and see them come about. The whole expansion of this center is a demonstration of my divine laws working out. The whole expansion of this center is a demonstration of my divine laws working out. Call them miracles. Call them what you like. Live and move and have your being in my divine laws, and anything can happen. There are absolutely no limitations. Therefore, expect these seemingly amazing things to happen all the time. I can do all things in and through those who love me and obey my words. It is necessary for this, my center of light, to grow and expand. This is happening at great speed. Feel yourselves grow and expand with it. Feel the real joy and excitement as this takes place. Feel part of the whole, and so give of your very best to the whole. It is a wonderful, wonderful life. You are all mightily blessed and greatly privileged to be alive at this time, doing what you are doing, ushering in the glorious new age.